I dare you to choose to rock your midlife years. Hi there, I'm Kat Coluccio. I'm coming to you from my home in Auckland in New Zealand, and I am a life and online business strategist. I'm the author of the 21 Hacks to Rock Your Life series, a speaker and a champion of midlife women who want to live their lives on purpose, creating a legacy for their families and their communities. So a little bit about me. I made my own midlife transition, my first one, because it's an ever-evolving thing, I think. But I made my first one when I was 43, when I found myself about to be basically redundant. I had homeschooled my two children for the previous 6 years because both of them were elite athletes and traveling the world with their sports. And I had laid down everything I used to do beforehand, which was being a professional musician and playing gigs everywhere and teaching and training. And I'd thrown everything into supporting my children, and I loved it. I loved being needed. I loved doing what I was doing, which was driving to rehearsals and to trainings and all of those things that mums do, right? So my daughter, the youngest one, got accepted into university, and I realized then I had a major choice to make. I could either fall into that pit of despair, which so many mums get with empty nest coming upon them, or I could choose to embrace this new season of my life and go forward, either dusting off an old dream or bringing to life a new dream. So I decided the latter. I went away and I thought about it and I prayed about it, and I decided out of the blue, which kind of blew my family away, because you got to remember I was unfit and overweight and everything revolved around my family. And I told my family I was going to be a personal trainer. And by the way, my interview's tomorrow. So I did it. I went ahead. I was accepted into the New Zealand Institute of Sport, for which I'm forever grateful that a young man was prepared to let this middle-aged lady come on in and start. And I spent over a year working alongside young students who were younger than my own children, having to wear a tracksuit, having to turn up, having to do fitness tests next to these young people. Why did I not think that I might have had to do a fitness test? I was lectured by lecturers who were younger than me, and I had to go back and I had to study, and it was hard. It was hard on every level, emotionally, just confidence-wise, because I had no confidence. And yet I did that because I chose to move forward, because I knew that if I stayed in that place of not doing anything, of not taking charge of my life, I would actually start to be weighed down by the sadness of how my life had changed, because I loved that season of being a mum and having my family unit all here and all working together. So I went on through that, and I ended up going out and becoming a personal trainer and working in a large gym in South Auckland here. And I did that for 7 years. And during that time, I gradually met more and more women who were just like me. They were women who had been through one season of life. It didn't matter if they had children or not. They were all hitting this midlife stage of life where their bodies were changing, their hormones were changing, their emotions were changing, their hearts were changing. Everything was in a state of flux. Some suddenly found themselves single. Some were losing their parents, or they were having to care for their parents. And it was a time in their lives where they were looking for something more. And what I discovered through my own experience and through helping more and more and more of these women was that they were looking for purpose, for significance as they went into the second season of their life. They didn't want to become invisible middle-life ladies who, don't get noticed anymore in our youth-obsessed society. They wanted to own the fact that actually life wasn't over just because their roles had changed. No, there was new dreams to be had. There were new businesses to be built. And let me tell you now, the over 50s is one of the fastest growing demographics for entrepreneurialism. And these ladies wanted to embrace the second half of their life and do something that brought significance to them and to the people all around them, their families and their communities. And the more I worked with women like that, the more I realized that it was actually came down to a choice that these women had made at some point. Because I see lots of midlife women dressing differently, saying, wow, look at me, I'm embracing youth, I'm embracing whatever. But inside they're still hurting, they're lost because they haven't actually found what is the purpose for for them in that second season. And that purpose, like I said, comes back to that choice. It comes back to aligning with that choice that says, you know something, I'm going to rock. I'm going to rock out this next season of life because I still have a voice. I still have something powerful to do. I still want to live a life that is of significance and on purpose and is fulfilling and makes an impact in my world. So that is my dare for you today, simply that you make that choice. And you don't make that choice once, but you make that choice time after time after time after time to determine to rock your midlife years, be they your 40s, your 50s, or your 60s. Because, girl, the world needs you. It needs your voice. It needs your wisdom. It needs you to step into your purpose and make a difference in those lives that you're meant to meet. Please go find me at my website, katcoluccio.com. Under freebies, I have a wonderful little giveaway, just a little ebook that I wrote for ladies just like you, 5 tips to make your midlife rock. Reach out to me. I work with women all the time, helping them find out what that purpose is and moving into that second season with the power to choose to make their lives rock. I'm Kat Coluccio. Thank you.